Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you were all okay. I'm going to get straight in because it's a little bit longer than, it's only a couple of minutes longer than like a normal video. But I'm going in with Perfect Black on the pinky first. You can do it any way round you like, really. It doesn't have to be in the order that I've done them in. But I'm going to do 2 coats of Perfect Black on the pinky, curing in between for 30 seconds. And then I'm going to do a no wipe top coat. You can do a base coat, but I find that you can still feel like the tackiness through the glitter because we're going to put loads of glitter on. So I find that the top coat, the glossy top coat, is just better. It's sealing everything in and there's no stickiness after. So I've grabbed this like tinsely glitter, tinsely black glitter. And I tried to just like scoop it on at first, but it's so much easier with like a fluffy brush, a tiny little fluffy brush. So I just sprinkled a little bit of that on because I want most of it to be like this fine black glitter. This is just standard craft glitter from like a pound store, a pound shop. And then I treat it a little bit like if I was putting acrylic over the top of it, I give it a double cure just in case. So that one is done. And then I've grabbed Smelly Cat again from MODELONES. You can save 30% using my code LittleNailRoom30. It's in the top left at some point in the video, but it's always in the description box down below as well. So I've done two coats of that, and then I've grabbed the orange gel paint and the application brush as well from MODELONES. And we're going to just create a weird pumpkin. A bit like if you were drawing a heart on the bottom of the nail, because these are stiletto, it would be perfect for a heart, but one side is going to be like taller than the other. You can see it visually better than I can explain, but I'm going to do 2 coats of that, cure, and then do the outline in black. And as you're doing the outline for the top curve, carry it on down, and the same with the other side, and then add in any extra curvy bits you want to. And then once that is cured, because I like to cure each section as I go along so that I don't fuck it up. I'm swearing an awful lot just lately, I don't know why. Green gel paint, do the stalk, do a little weird swirly vine, give that a cure. I do end up outlining the stalk before I move on to another bit. After I've cured the green, obviously, I'll do the outline. And then I'm just going to add random dots in black everywhere, and the bigger dots I'm going to turn into stars because everything is better when there is a star. Give that a cure, and I'm going to top coat it with the Velvet Matte top coat, but I'm still going to do a little bit extra on top. So that's it matted up. And then we've got the gold gel paint. Because the gel paints don't need necessarily a top coat, when you're using the ones like the chrome or the glitter gel paints, you can put them on top of a top coat. And I do mess up on one of the nails. I don't mess up. I just add the gold, and then I'm like, oh, I should have top coated, velvet top coated before I added the gold, but you'll see in a sec. So yeah, a few gold stars. I think I added a bit too many stars. I got a little bit carried away, and a little bit like highlights almost on the pumpkin with that gold gel paint as well. And then this is the thumb. The pumpkin one was the ring finger? Can't remember. Cannot remember. I've used this as the thumb. Like I said, they don't have to be in a certain order. 2 coats of orange gel paint, cured, matte top coated, then gone back in with the gel paint, but on a striping brush, and then done 2 lines either side of the centre. So we've divided it into 3. Sprinkle it with acrylic powder, clear acrylic powder, but when you tap off the excess, double check the gel paint isn't shiny anymore and it wet, otherwise you need to do it again. And I spilt it everywhere, and this is me slowly cleaning it up. Do you have any suggestions on how to clean it up? Because obviously I wanted to save it. I'm actually running quite low on the clear acrylic powder, so I was not wasting that. we are in a cost of living crisis, and if I can scoop it up and save it again, it's only used on my nails anyway, or video nails for the video, so it's fine. It's absolutely fine. There's a few dog hair, no, not dog hairs, I haven't even got a dog anymore. A few cat hairs and Hayley hairs in there, but it's all good. So once that is cured, I do the exact same technique, I suppose, to the sides. Go in with the gel paint, sprinkle it with acrylic. If it looks wet still, give it another dusting until it all soaks up, and then you can cure it. Dust off any excess acrylic powder after you've cured, before you put any more gel paint on, because obviously it'll start clogging up and you don't want that. And then just do the bog standard sweater nail design, like a weird S. It reminds me so much of the S's that we used to do in high school. I think I did do a nail design on that, didn't I? Like a retro 90s, 80s school style nails. That was cool. I liked them. I forgot about them. So that one is done. And then I've moved on to the middle finger. I was a bit unsure about this one with it all being green. So we've done 2 coats of the green gel paint, cured, and then in with the orange gel paint, and it looks like a present so far. Cure that. I'm going to cure every single colour that I do before I move on to the next colour. So we're in with the black gel paint. If you haven't got the gel paints, the standard polish is absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. Just go easy, go steady, and it just takes time and it takes practice. This is Smelly Cat. If you're struggling with straight lines, I highly recommend just a striping brush. Just lay it down on the nail and just pull it through, and it basically draws the line for you. But this is where I went wrong. I put the gold gel paint on now rather than matte top coating and then doing the gold gel paint. So I've had to matte top coat all of it, and then go over really carefully over the top again with more gold gel paint, really thin. So I'm on to the last nail, and I've grabbed the, I think this is actually the next day, I grabbed the black gel paint, and we're going to create like a witch's hat that's like bent at the top a little bit, and then we'll fill all of that in. I didn't want to do the outline of the whole thing that I was doing in black first. I wanted to kind of like do them in sections because I found it easier to not visualise. It would have been easier to visualise it if I did it as the outline first, but it was so much easier to paint if I did it in sections, if that makes sense. So I did the hat, and then I did the nose, and then I did this, and then I did that. And I don't know why I'm trying to keep it like super secretive. You've seen the thumbnail. They're pumpkin gonk nails. So I added way too much gel paint, the pink gel paint for his nose. So I do end up scraping a little bit off with the tiny dotting tool that I've got, and then spread the rest round to create the final shape that I want. I want it to overlap the hat a little tiny bit, so it looks like the hat's bunched up a little tiny bit around his nose, if you know what I mean. But again, every single colour I cure before I move on to the next one. I've super sped this up because I took so long faffing. You won't see much of this, but it's his orange pumpkin little tummy, little body. So I have done 2 coats of the orange, and I have cured before I moved on to the black. And we're just going to create 2 little feet, or 2 little shoes, and then 2 little mittens, 2 little black gloves. Then I just used the green gel paint. I have cured his black feet and black hands. Green gel paint to do the little band across the top of his hat. I'm presuming it's a he. I shouldn't presume. But it's so cute. And I'm just going to outline the body, the pumpkin, and add in those pumpkin lines. Are they called segments or sections? Like the bulgy bits of the pumpkin. We'll call them bulgy bits. And then it's time for his little, it's not little, is it? It's a freaking huge beard. I've used the white gel paint. The first time I did it way too big so that you could literally hardly see any of the pumpkin body. So I wiped that off and did it again, and I marked the lowest point of his beard, like how long I actually wanted it to be first before I went in and did the rest. Gave that 2 coats, and then I mixed a little tiny bit of black in with the white gel paint, and we're just going to add, I'd like tried to dry the brush as much as I could before, like wipe as much grey off as I can before I went in and like touched it on the beard, so that the bristles weren't frayed, but it's not going to add like big thick lines. And then once that is cured, we're going to add a little gold buckle on his little hat. But you can see I've outlined his nose as well, top coated in velvet matte, then I've done the buckle. I do add a few little highlights, shadows, but I don't record it for some reason. But this is the finished look. I love it. I absolutely love it so much. I've seen the idea floating around like a pumpkin gnome, but it's, or a pumpkin gonk, sorry, but I haven't seen anyone yet paint the gnome with the gonk. It's called gonk. With the pumpkin as his body, basically. Yeah, I loved it, so I wanted to do it immediately. It's super easy. That's the only real tricky part, I suppose. Plaids, the striping brush does all the work. Pumpkin is just fantastic. I love the pumpkins when they look like that. And the sweater nail, I love them. And I think if you take away the sweater nail and just had like a plain orange nail or maybe a French, you can do it glossy. All of it will look fantastic and glossy. But obviously, let me know what you think if you like this design. I absolutely love it. Will you be recreating this possibly? If you are, please don't forget to tag me in your videos. And thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.